Hello, my name is Mike Bennett. I'm a professional drummer from New York. I am doing a quick video today on the Motown fill. I've been seeing a bunch of different variations of instruction on it, and I think I stumbled upon the correct, authentic version of it a long time ago by accident. I thought I was being creative working with quintuplets, and I stumbled upon something, and I just came up with an alternate sticking, similar, based on the six-stroke roll version that I've seen people teach. So I'll discuss it a little bit. I'll have my face out of frame while I'm showing you stuff, a closer view. Thanks for checking out my video. Okay. So the versions of the Motown fill I've been seeing taught start with the simplest version, is just the, which is your rack tom, 2 on the snare, back to the rack tom. I've seen one variation of it that I think is authentically used in Motown, is the adding a drag to that, to the left hand on the snare. So, same kind of thing, rack tom, double on the snare, main note on the snare, rack tom. I've seen taught, and I haven't practiced it and don't like to teach it because it's not very authentic, is the rack tom 4-stroke rough, back to the rack tom. Not even gonna bother with it. The other version I've seen that I think is the closest of the more advanced Motown fill is the 6-stroke roll variation, which is rack tom or six, which I have not been practicing up to speed because I do a variation of that where I'm doing rack tom, 2, and then singles to the rack tom. So you got 1 on the rack tom, 5 on the snare drum, 1 on the rack tom. So what I'm doing is right on the rack tom, double on the left, right, left, right, left on the rack tom, which at a higher speed is. What I like about it is you're getting a little more of a crescendo at the end of it, where with the 6-stroke roll variation you tend to get more of an even sound. The other thing I like about it is it has you landing the downbeat on your right hand, which you can add variations. So another variation that I have seen used authentically in Motown is to actually rack tom, double, 1 more on the left, back to the rack tom. So you could take that over the floor tom instead. Sometimes I even double up on the right hand. But adding the extra note in the left hand after the downbeat. These are experiments that I've conducted over the years that I think I stumbled upon it. Just to keep practicing it, you start off slow. You almost have to think of it as a quintuplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're doing actually 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Adding the extra note. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, you could always take that over to the floor tom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I actually use them a lot, even not in Motown. Couple little bonus things that I think people often miss, even working drummers, when they're trying to create that Motown sound. Two big things that I think are often missed is, if you notice, I'm not crashing on the downbeat after the fill. In the Motown studio, they were recording pretty much live with live mics, with at the same time as vocal mics, and cymbals are very strong in vocal mics. So common Motown variation was to never, I mean, even the simplest fills they rarely ever crashed when they were actually in the Motown studio. The other thing that you may have noticed is a lot of the Motown rhythms, they tend to, four on the snare drum, all four beats, accenting the 2 and 4. Everybody recognizes that. The other thing I like about that variation of that Motown fill being the quintuplet, it kind of works in your 4 or 3 feel. It's, you know, it's not 4 notes and it's not 6 notes. So you end up with, I mean, I've actually used it in shuffles, I've used it in swing. I sometimes use it as a variation in displaced things where I'll be using a beat and a half, do the, you know, a lot of times with crashes and other styles of music. But primarily at the point of the video, Motown fill. Feel free to comment, post, hit the like button, subscribe. Hopefully I'll have more videos coming soon. Tell me what you think. I know there's some instructors out there on YouTube that are great instructors and they're teaching the 6-stroke roll. They may be right. I mean, other than one of those drummers showing me otherwise, I think I've stumbled upon the correct variation that they're using. Thanks for checking out my video, and hope to see you with another one soon.